up? Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Faye, and for today's video, I am bringing you my annual Sephora recommendations. The Sephora savings event starts on Friday, this Friday, y'all, November the 1st. I'll have all of the information as far as tiers and all of that good stuff listed for you guys at the top of my description. This video is not sponsored, but I did ask you guys on my community tab if you guys wanted a recommendations video, and most of you guys said yes. So here I am to deliver for you guys on my recommendations, my favorites, my must-haves, the things that are worth your coins. And this time I decided to switch it up just a little bit and do my top 3 in every category. So top 3 primers, top 3 foundations, concealers, etc., etc. So that hopefully this video won't be too long. It's probably still gonna be a little bit long, but hopefully it won't be too long, and it forces me to really like narrow down and tell you guys what are my top 3, like what are the ones that I absolutely recommend hands down. I also try not to repeat products that I have already shared with you guys in the last like 2 recommendations videos, because they do have these savings events in the spring and the fall. So I just did one in April, and then I just did one a year ago around this time. So I'll link those for you guys as well. And one other thing, I know I'm kind of spouting a lot in this intro, but I did create like an ultimate shopping guide for you guys that I will link for you. I started doing this like a year or so ago, and a lot of you guys really appreciated it, but it basically is gonna have like all of my recommendations broken down into categories. So not just my top 3, but just my recommendations in general. I also did one specifically for holiday sets. So I went through all 800 and however many holiday sets that are available on the Sephora website, and I picked out for you guys the ones that I thought were like the best worth your coin, and broke those down into categories as well, like skincare, hair care, makeup, lip products, etc., etc. So I did some work for y'all, okay? I know it's a lot on the website. It can be overwhelming to shop, so I wanted to make it super easy for you guys. So there'll be lots of helpful links for y'all in the pinned comment, in the description. But if there's any questions that you guys have or anything in particular that you want me to answer, feel free to leave those down below in the comments. So if you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the recommendations. All right, y'all. So one more thing before I jump into the recommendations, I wanted to remind you, if you have not already, I do have a group chat on Instagram. It's absolutely free to join if you have an Instagram account, and I have been loving being able to chat with you guys live in real time. I can talk to you guys and you guys can reply back to me like an actual group chat, an actual text message thread. So if you are interested in something like that, or if you just want to connect a little bit more with me, I would love for you to join that group chat. I would also recommend just a little like sneak peek inside information, if you will, that you consider joining, because I do have some special things planned for you guys coming up in the holiday season. Also, anytime that I do giveaways or I do plan to go live, like start going live more and chatting with you guys, it will be within that group chat for now. Maybe in the future I'll, you know, go live on just like where anybody can join, but for right now I really just want to connect with those of you guys that support my content and continue to support my content and that want to connect with me. So if you're interested in that, feel free to join. That link will also be down in the description, and I've been linking that for you anytime that I post a video. So if you forget or whatever the case may be, that link will be down below for you as well. So okay, now that we got all the housekeeping, if you will, out of the way, let's get into the recommendations. I have so many products in front of me, and I'm super excited to share with you guys some of the stuff that I have been loving. So I'm going to go in the order of how I typically would apply my products to my face. So we're going to start off with primers. So first things first, and if you've been watching my videos, a lot of these products will not come as any surprise to you because I have been using them constantly. But the very first product I have to share with you guys is this primer from Danessa Myricks. This is the Yummy Skin Water Powder Serum. When this first came out, it was sold out everywhere. It was very difficult to get, but lately it has been available both in store and online from what I have seen, and I highly, highly recommend this. Whether you have super oily skin or like normal combo skin, this is a great product because it kind of works like skincare. It is gonna mattify and prime the skin, but it goes on like literally what it says, a water serum. So it's not going to be overly mattifying. It's not going to be doing too much, but it's still going to kind of keep you matte throughout the day. So highly recommend this one. While we're on Danessa Myricks, you guys already know I have to mention my Yummy Skin Balm powders. I have both the universal and the tinted one. My tinted shade is number 7 if you're interested. I always repurchase these during the sale because, as you can see, this right here, I have purchased for the tinted version. I have purchased probably like more than 4 of these easily, maybe 5. Every single time that there is a savings event, I just go ahead and pick up another one because I run through these like crazy. I like to wear them by themselves when I just want like a quick something to even out my complexion. I'll wear it in conjunction with other foundations like underneath. If I want a little bit more coverage, this works great when I'm wearing skin tints, for example, like those super light coverage foundations, just to give me a little bit of something extra. And then the universal one is perfect because it goes on completely clear and I can wear it with literally anything. But the thing that I really love about that product, again, is it's going to blur out the skin. It's going to give you a nice smooth base to work with, and it's also going to mattify you and control oil throughout the day. So yeah, Danessa Myricks definitely ate down with the whole Yummy Skin line. There has not really been anything that I have tried that I have not liked. So highly recommend. And then last but not least is this primer from Benefit. This is the Professional Matte Primer. I got this actually in PR about a month or 2 ago, and I have been loving this ever since I got it. This right here, if you are familiar with the original Professional, that used to be like my holy grail go-to when I first started getting into makeup and first started like posting on YouTube, which was over 10 years ago. So this is like her cute little sister cousin, if you will. But I really love this because it's specifically for people that have combo or oily skin. Not only is this going to smooth out your skin and fine lines, but it is going to mattify you. So if you are looking for like a 2-in-1 situation, which the Yummy Skin Balm kind of is similar to that, but this one I would say is a little bit more blurring than the Yummy Skin. So I usually use them, like I'll use these two together, for example. But if you're looking for like a one and done and you want something super mattifying, I would go for this. If you want something that's gonna mattify your skin but it's not gonna be too much, then I would go for this one. But y'all know how much I love all 3 of those if you watch my videos. So any of the 3, you cannot go wrong. So next up is foundation. The first one that I want to share is this one from One Size. And I did do a full review and wear test on all 3 of the foundations that I'm about to share with you guys. And I do also plan on doing like my top 10 foundations, and I did already do that for my primers as well. So if you're interested in like what other primers I'm interested in and setting sprays, I did like a full, very detailed top 10 primers and setting sprays at Sephora video. You can check that out if you want to know like more like what other products I'm interested in. I plan to do something similar for foundations as well. But for this video, my top 3, not in any particular order, but first up is this one from One Size because I most recently reviewed this one. This is such a great foundation for all of my full coverage, full glam girlies, which I am very much so a full glam girly. I've been getting more into like the skin tints and the soft matte foundations, but at my core, if I'm gonna put on a foundation or if I'm gonna do my makeup, I want coverage. If you know, you know, I do have dark spots. I just have things on my skin that I want to cover. So I'm all for the full coverage vibes, and that is what this foundation is giving. This is just in time for the fall season, and the thing that I actually really like about this foundation is even though it's giving like super full coverage, it feels so lightweight on the skin. Like it really tripped me out when I reviewed it, how lightweight it felt on the face, but still gave that full coverage look. So if you've been thinking about trying this one out, highly recommend. I have mine in the shade Medium Dark 60G. And again, full review on this if you want to see how it wore throughout the day. Next up, kind of still on that full coverage vibe, is this one from Urban Decay. This one came out during the summer. This is the Face Bond Foundation. I have 2 shades of this. This one is in 27 Medium Deep Olive, which is the shade that I showed you guys when I actually did my review on this foundation. But this one right here is going to be for my oily skin girls. I think combo and normal can get away with it as well. Even dry skin potentially, because I have seen some of the girls that I follow here on YouTube wear this and try try it out and absolutely love it. You just really want to make sure that you prep your skin accordingly. But the thing that I really love about this is like a throw on and go. You don't have to set it, which is crazy. If you watch my review, you know I was like tripping out at the fact that I did not have to set this. And the next day after I reviewed it, I did wear it to work and I did set it. And I let you guys know, like, they are for real. You do not have to set this foundation. It actually looks more cakey and doesn't wear as well when you set it. But it wears beautifully on the skin, and it actually held up. It controlled my oil. It kept me matte. My skin, I guess it's a spoiler alert if you have not watched the review. My skin looked great with this. So this is another one that I highly recommend if you're looking for a foundation that is really going to control your oil and keep you matte. And lastly, for foundations, I have the Too Faced Born This Way Soft Matte Oil Controlling Foundation. Another one, again, that I have already reviewed on my channel for you guys. The thing that I really love about this foundation is that it's going to give you that kind of natural radiance, that kind of healthy looking skin look to the face, but it's still going to keep you matte. This is one of those ones that just looks radiant. It looks like healthy skin on your face, but as you wear it throughout the day, it just continues to just look beautiful on the skin. I did get a little bit oily with this one, if I recall correctly, when I reviewed it, but it doesn't break up or settle into fine lines. So it's super easy to blot and, you know, reset and keep it pushing. So yeah, this is another one that I have really been enjoying and that I reach for when I'm not trying to go for like that super full coverage, super beat, super matte look, but I do still want something that's gonna look beautiful on the skin. So the next category is concealer, and I'm not gonna spend too much time here because I have talked about all of these before, and honestly, in my opinion, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So I kind of stick to, in some of these categories, the products that just work and just get it done, and there's not really any need for me to try something different. And first up is the Too Faced Sculpting Concealers. If you've been following me for a while, you know how much I love these down. I have been a fan of, committed to, like, all of the above of this concealer since it launched years and years and years ago. I did review it then and I have not put it down ever since. Like, I don't even know how many years it's been, but every single time I do a recommendations video or I do a favorites video, I always mention these. These are such great multi-use concealers. As you can see, I have 3 different shades. I have a skin tone shade. I have like a slightly lighter, more warm shade that I use for like concealing, but also color correcting because it leans a little bit orange. And then I have my highlight shade as well. So I have Mocha, Sand, and Butterscotch if you're interested. Sand is my highlight shade. Butterscotch is like that more warm toned shade. It's like my complexion, but it leans a little bit more warm. And then my skin tone shade is Mocha. Absolutely love these down. Highly, highly recommend. I cannot say enough good things about these. I continue to repurchase them. They just really get the job done. Similarly are these from Sephora. These are the Best Skin Ever concealers. Again, I have 3 shades. One that is my skin tone shade, one that is like maybe 1 shade lighter, and then an actual highlight shade. So I have 35 in, 34.5 in, and then 26 in is my highlight shade. I actually forgot how good these are until I tried them out in a recent video that well, not tried them out, I've had them for a while, but I pulled them back out in a recent video that I filmed for you guys where I was like trying to do a full face of like nothing new. And then I remembered how good these are. These are fire. Everything Sephora collection will also be 30% off, and these are already super inexpensive. So if you want to try them out, I would highly recommend. Again, like I said, these are super inexpensive, but they give high-end quality. I actually have them on my face today. They give nice coverage. They don't crease. They wear beautifully throughout the day. Absolutely love these down, similar to my Too Faced ones. And then last but not least is this potted concealer from NARS. This is their Soft Matte Concealer. This one I have in the shade Medium Dark 2 Caramel, but I do have 2 other shades. Again, a lighter one and then a skin tone shade one. I like to use this one on the top of my brows to clean up my brows, and then I do have a lighter shade that I use underneath my brows to clean up my brows. If you haven't noticed the theme already, when I have a concealer that I love, I normally will buy them in a set of 3. One being my skin tone shade, one being like a color corrector type shade, and then one being a highlight shade. So if I wanted to not wear foundation, I could just pull out all 3 of those concealers and, you know, touch up, spot conceal and whatnot throw on some powder and keep it pushing, this falls in that category as well. I also love this because since it is potted, and you can see this one has really been very much loved, but I like these because they're going to keep you matte, and also since they are a potted concealer, they're obviously less liquidy, so they're a little bit easier to work with and a little bit faster to work with, especially if you're in a rush and you just want to like quickly even out your complexion. So absolutely love, love, love these. And honestly, NARS in general, they don't miss when it comes to complexion. I haven't tried a whole lot of like their other products in other categories, but complexion, I have yet to try a product that was not a home run. All right, so my typical next step after concealer is to set the face, of course, with a loose setting powder. The first one that I want to share is this one from One Size. This is actually their translucent shade. I absolutely love this. Now it does come with a sifter. I took mine out. I'm not really a huge fan of sifters. I like to just be able to get into the product and keep it pushing. So I did take mine out, but the product itself, fire. I actually have another one of these in my cart because they came out with so many new shades, so that literally regardless of what your complexion is, you should be able to find a shade that works for you. But I want to try out the Ultra Peach shade, I believe is the color. I've seen a couple people try that one out and it just looks beautiful underneath the eye. So I have that one in the cart. If you've tried it, let me know down below in the comments. But this is such a great powder, especially if you have oily skin. It does not get like dry and crepey underneath my eyes. I use it to set my entire face as well as underneath my eyes. And it just keeps me matte all day. It keeps concealer from settling into my smile lines. All the things that you want in a powder, this powder is going to give you. And then I also like that these come in like the smaller travel size versions as well. So if you want to try it out before you commit to the full size, you can do that. But this right here, 10 out of 10. Another one that I highly recommend is this one from Huda Beauty. This is her Easy Bake Loose Setting Powder. I have this one in Banana Bread, but this one I actually have in a couple of different shades. I have this one. I have, let me see, what other shades do I have? Okay, I have Banana Bread, I have Blondie, and I have Cherry Blossom Cake. So again, like I said, you guys can see the theme. When I really like something, I buy it in a lot of different shades. This powder I have had for years, but I always go back to it, similar to the One Size powder. When I know that I'm gonna be out for a really long time, or I just need something that I can rely on that is going to hold up on my face, that's gonna set everything in place, that's gonna keep me from creasing, all of the things, this one and the One Size are the ones that I reach for. They just really get the job done. I cannot say enough good things. And this one in particular, I really like because not only does it set underneath the eyes, but it also brightens depending on what shade you get, and it smooths underneath the eye as well. So really, really love this one. And then a newer one for me within the last couple of months is this one from Benefit. This is their Professional Power Powder. It's another loose powder. This one kind of has like a beige tint to it. I've used this in a few of, maybe one or two of my videos recently, and I also did like a dedicated short on this and the primer. So if you're interested and you want to see a little bit more of how this wears, what it looks like, and all of that, I would recommend checking those out. This one I don't necessarily use to bake or brighten. This is more of just a setting powder because it's not gonna brighten the face really, because again, it does have a beige tone to it. Let me see if I can show you. So I'm trying not to spill it out, and I don't know how well the camera, there you go. That's a pretty good representation of what the color looks like. It's like a true beige toned powder. So it's not going to highlight. It's literally just going to, for me, I just use it to set and mattify. So I do use it underneath my eyes. It doesn't dry out under my eyes. I'll use it, you know, all over my face, smile lines, down the center of my face, all that, just to set the face. And then for baking, I'll go in with the Huda powder or the One Size powder because those are not as mattifying, and they also will give me a little bit of brightness in those areas as well. But if you are looking for something to really mattify your skin, like if you're super oily, I don't know that I would recommend this if you have dry skin or even normal skin. Like this is super, super mattifying, which I love. But if you're somebody that has just been having such a hard time finding something to keep you matte, this right here, in conjunction with the primer, the Benefit primer, this would be what I would recommend for you. So that has been my dream team. I kind of switch back and forth between the three based on whatever look it is that I'm going for. I am wearing this one, the Benefit one, all over the face today, and then I use the Huda one to brighten in case you were interested. But yeah, that's my dream team right there. Okay, so next up is bronzer, and I actually have cream bronzers, 3 cream bronzers, and 3 powder bronzers. I split those up because I couldn't just pick 3 like combined. So I'm gonna give you both categories. So first up for cream, I have the LYS cream bronzer. This should not come as any surprise for you. This was actually the first cream bronzer that I tried, because again, being oily, I was always very skeptical about trying out cream products. I always felt like it had to be powder, like mattify. But over the years, I have learned how to kind of combine different products together to still get that overall matte look, but I'm not as afraid of cream products as I used to be, and this was the first one that got me to that point. I have the shade Courage, and you guys, this bronzer is so good. First of all, the packaging, super cute. All of their packaging eats down, but this is what the color looks like. If you are a woman of color, you will definitely find a bronzer that works for you, even if you're not. But I'm saying specifically for women of color because I know historically it has been, within the makeup industry, it has been very difficult for us to find bronzers that are actually deep enough for our complexion that don't look ashy. And LYS does a great job of that. Honestly, all of the bronzers that I'm about to show you, the brands do a great job of that. But this was the first one that opened the door for me for cream bronzers. It applies to the skin beautifully. It blends out beautifully. Very user-friendly, very beginner-friendly. I would highly recommend, and it doesn't get like oily throughout the day. It wears really nicely on my skin, even if I start to get a little bit oily throughout the day. Overall, 10 out of 10 on this one. The next one I have is a newer one for me. Newer meaning like this year. It launched this year. Is this one from Too Faced. And I actually shared this with you guys when I reviewed the Too Faced foundation that I talked about a few minutes ago. This is the Melting Bronzing and Sculpting Stick, and I have mine in the shade Chocolate Caramel, which looks like this, as you can see. Beautiful bronzer shade. This is one that is like the perfect tone. Not too deep, like truly a bronzer. Like this is one that I could wear with a full face of makeup or just on its own. Like if I just wanted to bronze, highlight, do a little spot concealing and keep it pushing. It's not too deep where it'll be too much if I wanted to just wear it without a full face of makeup on. Similar to this one as well. But this beautiful bronzer blends out beautifully, wears beautifully, all of the above. And then last but not least is this one from Charlotte Tilbury. This one has been out for a while. This is her Beautiful Skin Sun-Kissed Glow Bronzer, and I have mine in the shade Tan. So this is what this one looks like. It does show up just a little bit deeper on the skin than the first two that I showed you, but still an absolutely beautiful bronzer. Charlotte Tilbury is another one of those brands for complexion products that I find everything that I have tried from her I have really liked, and the bronzer is no exception. And while we're on Charlotte Tilbury, we'll kind of just move right into the powder bronzers. I also have her powder bronzer as well. Sorry, I don't know why I can't talk today. But this is the Airbrush Bronzer, again in the shade Tan. And as you can see, this one is a little bit lighter than the cream, but they make for a really great combination together. Another thing that I really love about Charlotte Tilbury is that you really get your money's worth. Like, look at these pans, and you can even see the colors next to each other. And I may need to look the next time I'm in the store at one shade lighter of this one. I feel like I went with this shade because the next shade lighter was too light, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, the pan sizes, wow. And also I believe now these are refillable, so they have gone to like a more sustainable packaging, which I can appreciate. But yeah, you really get your money's worth with these. I have been using specifically the powder bronzer non-stop. Like I had a little moment there for a couple of weeks in the summer where I was using this, like this was the only powder bronzer I was using, and I have not even hit pan on it. There's like a little dent in there, but I have not hit pan on it. Such a great bronzer, applies beautifully to the skin, super easy to blend out, and will literally probably last you forever. Next up for bronzer is one that you guys have probably been seeing more recently, is this one from One Size. This is the Made for Shade Bronze and Sculpt Trio, and I have mine in the shade Medium Dark. So this is what it looks like on the inside. Another bang for your buck product because you get 3 different bronzers. Well, 3 different shades. You get a bronzer, a sculpt color, and then I'm not really sure what the third one is. I guess in general, you just use all 3 to just bronze and sculpt the skin. Absolutely love this. I usually will just kind of mix all 3 of them together, but I do like having 3 different shades because sometimes I, may want to use a different shade on my nose or a different shade on my eyelid. Oh, and also, by the way, I did use the Charlotte Tilbury bronzer on my face today if you're interested. But again, like I was saying, I do like having options, especially in the summer months when you're tanning, you're getting a little bit deeper. You can just take this like on vacation, for example, or you don't have to go and buy like more products. You have everything that you need here for your summer shade, for your winter shade. If you want to mix all of them together, you just have everything that you need in one palette. Also, really love how this applies to the skin. Obviously, I feel like everything that I'm sharing with you guys, it's a favorite. So of course I love how it applies to the skin. But yeah, this is another one that I picked up recently when it was on sale actually at Sephora for like 20-30% off, I think it was. I had this on my wish list for a really, really long time. And so when it went on sale, I finally grabbed it. And I wish I had grabbed it sooner because I absolutely love. I have several One Size products in my cart right now for the savings event because I have just recently, I have loved them for a while, but I have really fallen in love with them recently. And so I want to try more of their products. So if you have any One Size product recommendations for me that I don't mention in this video, of course, definitely leave those for me down below in the comments. But last but not least, for bronzer, I have this one, Miss Luxury YSL All Hours Bronzer. I have mine in the shade, what shade is this? I believe this is in the shade Hyper Bronze. If that's not correct, then I will leave the correct shade for you guys down below in the comments. First of all, packaging, Luxury eats down. This color, this like cushioned packaging is gonna reflect whatever color you purchase. So if you get a lighter color, this will be a little bit lighter. If you get a deeper color, this will be a little bit deeper. Absolutely love the packaging on this, but I equally love the product as well. This is gonna be another one of those ones that if you are looking for something that is going to last on the face, something that you wanna wear, for example, if you're gonna be going to a concert or you're going on a date or you're just gonna need your makeup to last for several hours, this would be one. Honestly, all of these that I just shared, I would recommend, but this one right here, because it is specifically made to last for several hours. It applies to the skin, super buttery, has a mirror on the inside of the compact, just all around giving very much luxury, but I do think it is a product that is actually worth the coins. All right, next up is blush, and I did not split cream and powder this time because I'm not a big blush girl, so I don't really have a ton to share with you guys. So I literally just picked the ones that are still available because I do have some that I love to use, but they're not available anymore, and they're also not available at Sephora, but that I reach for the most. So first up is this one from Danessa Myricks. This, again, is her Yummy Skin line. I'm telling you, Yummy Skin does not miss. This is the Yummy Skin blush in the shade Jubilee. I have 3 of these blushes, actually, and they have really great holiday sets every single year that include their blushes. So if you want to try out their blushes, or even if you want to try out the Blurring Balm, the universal shade, be sure to check out their holiday sets. Again, I will have a link down below for the holiday sets that I recommend, and I do have a couple from Danessa Myricks that include the blush or include like a mixture of the blush and the Blurring Balm, so be sure to check that out. But absolutely love these. These apply beautifully over both liquid and powder because it is a cream to powder finish, which is perfect if you have combo or oily skin because, again, it's going to set down to a powder finish, which ultimately, once you set it with you know, whatever your own powder is and your setting spray. It's going to last, and it's also going to wear beautifully. So I know a lot of you guys have tried these and you absolutely love. You guys actually recommended this to me and told me I should pick it up a couple savings events ago. So shout out to y'all because I absolutely love. Another cream product is this one from Rare Beauty. And if you guys remember the savings event a year ago this time, I tried out my first cream blushes from Rare Beauty. I got the little minis. Comment down below if you remember that video, and I was shook at how beautiful they apply to the skin. And honestly, after I tried it, I was immediately a believer for why they are viral and why everybody is absolutely loving them. So I of course have been using my little mini sizes that I got and absolutely loving them. But something exciting that I did want to share with you guys is that we, and I do say we because I would not even be considered for this if it wasn't for you guys, but Rare Beauty reached out literally a couple of weeks ago with the opportunity to add me to their Rare Collective program, which basically just allows me to start receiving PR from the brand. So I'm super excited because I already have been purchasing products from their brand, but this will just allow me to continue to share new launches with you guys and just more from Rare Beauty in general. Because listen, your girl is on a budget, okay? So I'm literally always trying to like figure out how to make my money go the furthest so that I can bring you guys the most content with what I can afford. So anytime a brand that I already absolutely love reaches out and offers to add me to their PR, I'm always super excited because that just means that I'm able to do more for you guys. So just wanted to share that because I was super excited, and it's something for all of us to celebrate as a community because again, I mean, I wouldn't be doing any of this if it wasn't for you guys watching my videos. But yeah, back to the blush. Absolutely love this. This one is in the shade Hope. This is another brand that always comes out with really great holiday sets. So again, if you want to try it out, you can do that and really get an amazing bang for your buck. So I'll have some of those linked for you guys as well. And then last but not least for blush is another one size product. This is another one of their trios. This is the Cheek Clapper 3D Blush Trio. This is what it looks like on the inside. Another product that I absolutely love because again, you get a cream up here, you get a matte shade down here, and then you get a shimmer shade down here. So great bang for your buck. They have a lot of really beautiful shades of this blush. I may pick up another one during the savings event, we'll see, but I picked this up recently and I have just absolutely been loving. It has been on my wish list forever, similar to the bronzer, and I just finally decided to pick it up, and again, 10 out of 10. All right, so I kind of went a little bit out of order. Let's backtrack to face powders. Powder foundations, the powders that I use to set my entire face after I set with my loose powders. First up, again, will be no surprise, is this one from Fenty Beauty. This is the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Powder Foundation. You can see how much I absolutely love this one. I have mine in the shade 345. I need to go ahead and re-up on this because I am scraping the corners of this powder foundation. Love, love, love this one. I have yet to find a complexion product, or I guess I should say like a foundation that I have worn on my face that this has not matched well with. It mattifies and sets the skin beautifully, but it's not overly matte. So if you are normal, combo, oily, this is one that is kind of like a universal powder foundation that works really well for a lot of different skin types. Next is this one from One Size. This is the Turn Up the Base Foundation Powder. I have mine in the shade Medium Dark 6 GO. For this powder, I would recommend, and also similar to this one as well, whatever shade you think you are, go down one shade because they do show up a little bit deeper than they may look in the pan. But again, like I said, this one I have in Medium Dark 6 GO. Absolutely love this powder for the days when I really want to be matte or when I really need my makeup to last, again, a really long time. I feel like that's kind of the theme with a lot of One Size products because the founder of the brand, Patrick Starr, is very oily. And so as a result, he does create a lot of products for himself, of course, but also for people that are also super oily like him. Now, I will say the brand has expanded recently and started to include more like hydrating products and just products for different skin types. But overall, I would say that One Size is a brand that if you're looking for something that will last 8+ hours, that will control oil, that will mattify, this is gonna be the brand for you. And this powder foundation, again, does not disappoint. And then last but not least for powder, something that's a little bit lighter is this one from Too Faced. This came out this year, I believe, like right towards the end of the summer. This is the Born This Way Soft Blur Flexible Finish Setting Powder. This actually came out with the Soft Matte Foundation. So maybe not, well, yeah, well, it's October now, so like 2 months ago maybe, I don't know. But this just recently came out and I really, really love this. I have mine in the shade Tan. I'm actually wearing it on my face right now. This is gonna be a great powder if you want to mattify the face, but not too much. Like you still wanna give skin, you want something a little bit lighter, something that isn't gonna add too much coverage. Because this powder, even though it is like tinted, it is in the shade Tan, it's not gonna be like a powder foundation that is gonna give you more coverage. It's kind of just giving you, similar to like the Charlotte Tilbury airbrush finish powders where they have like tinted shades, but they're not necessarily giving you more coverage, if that makes sense. It gives a little bit, but not too much. So I do like this one. This one is great for taking with you on the go, for touching up throughout the day, because again, it's not gonna be packing on like additional coverage. It's gonna give just enough, but not too much, but still mattify and blur the skin. So again, this one, a little bit newer to the collection, but absolutely loving. So the next category is brow products, which I know I already kind of talked a little bit about when I was talking about concealers, but for actual brow products that I use on my brows, that I have on my brows today, the first two products are these from Benefit. Again, if you watch my videos, these will not come as any surprise because these are my go-to holy grail brow products, okay? So I have the Goof Proof Brow Pencil in the shade 4 and Precisely My Brow also in the shade 4. So the Goof Proof Brow Pencil is gonna have a little bit more of an angled tip, as you can see. And then the Precisely My Brow is gonna have more of like your typical, more precise, as the name suggests, tip. So the two of these together are literally a match made in heaven for my brows. I normally will start off with the angled one, the Goof Proof, to kind of shape the brow and like fill in this outer half. And then I'll go in with the Precisely My Brow to really get those hair-like strokes in the front and throughout the brow to fill in any sparse areas. And these, I mean, you guys can see the brow, like, anytime that I use another brow pencil, with the exception of this other one that I'm about to share with you, I just feel like they don't come out as good as this. And I feel like this shade matches my hair beautifully, like my natural hair beautifully. Overall, like these right here, hands down, holy grail brow pencils. But another one that I've had for a while, but I ran out of my Goof Proof, so I pulled this one out to try it out, and I was like, oh wait, she kind of cute, is this one from Rare Beauty. This is the Brow Harmony Precision Pencil in the shade Deep Brown. Again, I've had this pencil for I don't even know how long, and I just never reached for it. It has a spoolie on one end, and then it also has that angled tip, but this one is much thinner and more precise. So this one is kind of like a 2-in-1. It kind of does what both of these do. You can shape the brow and then also turn the pencil and get those hair-like strokes in the front. This shade is similar to the shade that I have on my brows right now, and this is actually a really great brow pencil, again, if you are just wanting to purchase one product that can shape and also give you those hair-like strokes in the front of your brow. The other reason why I like these is they're not too waxy. I have found that brow pencils that are too waxy, I just don't like how they wear on my skin throughout the day, because again, I am oily, and also like I do kind of have sparse brows like underneath here on both sides. So I'm trying to create a shape that is not necessarily my natural brow shape, if that makes sense. So I need something that not only can cling to the hair, but also to the skin, and is going to stay put and isn't going to start like moving around, bleeding off my face. Like when I get oily and I blot my face, it's not going to be lifting, all of those things. So love these because they're long wearing, they apply, they stay in place, they look good on my complexion, on my skin. I'm not so sure about this one, but I know the Benefit brow products come in tons and tons of different shades. So yeah, again, if you've been watching my videos, those Benefit products are no surprise, but I also really like the Rare Beauty one as well. So next up is highlighter. Again, another product that will not come as a surprise if you've been watching my videos is this one from Fenty Beauty. This is the Demi Glow Light Diffusing Highlighter. I have mine in the shade Yum Rum. I picked this up when these launched, and I have not put this down since I got it. This highlighter is so different from the other highlighters that Fenty launched, like those duo ones. I love these so much better. They are so creamy. They just melt into the skin. I am just absolutely obsessed. They have a lot of different shades, so whatever your preference is, I'm sure you'll be able to find a shade that you like. This one leans a little bit more of like a rose gold, as you can see, which I think looks beautiful on my complexion. I'm not wearing it today. I'm wearing a different one, which I'm going to show you in a second. But absolutely love this. Love the finish. Love the formula. Like, they ate down with this. And this is another one that, and I feel like with highlight in general, that I'll probably have forever because you get a good amount of product. And with highlight, you're not really using a ton at any one time. So yeah, love these. Also love this one from LYS. Again, as you can see, it's kind of got that pink tone to it. These are the Aim High Pressed Highlighters. This one is in Genuine, which is a rose gold. Another absolutely beautiful highlighter. This comes in a couple of different shades as well. And LYS is another brand that has a lot of really cute gift sets. So I would recommend checking that out. In general, if you have something that you're interested in, that you have in your cart, before you purchase the full size or the individual of that item, go to that brand's page on Sephora and see what gift sets they have. That's how I shop the holiday savings events, because more than likely you'll be able to find a really great gift set where you can get a full size, like whatever the normal full size price of something is, you'll be able to pay that price and get like extra stuff as part of a gift set that you wouldn't normally get. So be sure to check out the gift sets, y'all, before you purchase anything full size, because I guarantee you, if you don't, you'll be missing out. But last but not least, for the highlight that I'm actually wearing today is this palette from Hourglass. This particular one is not available, but if you know, you know, every year around the holidays, they come out with these holiday palettes. So I will link the holiday one for this year, which I actually have in my cart because it's a little bit different from this one. And the shade for like the deeper version, oh my gosh, the colors look stunning. So I may have to pick up another one. But I picked up my first one of this last year. I would always have these on my wish list, and I would always take them out of the cart because they are a little expensive. But that is why, if you want to get it, you should get it during the savings event. This is the Lighting Edit Unlocked. Again, this one is the Snake palette, which came out this year, or last year, sorry. But it comes with 6 different shades, and if you know, you know, these powders from Hourglass are pricey. So to be able to get a palette like this, for, I believe they retail for like $90, but again, you'll be able to get a discount based on your tier. These are definitely 100% worth the money. So this one that I got last year, it came with 3 blushes, a finishing powder, which I actually use. I believe one is a finishing powder and one is a highlight. I mix these two on the end together and use it as a highlight, as you can see. And then it also comes with a bronzer as well. I believe the palette this year, the one I'm going to link for you, it comes with 2 blushes, 2 highlights, a finishing powder, and a bronzer. So 1 less blush, but regardless, these powders are stunning. These are going to be the types of powders, if you're somebody that is looking or that likes that more radiant, natural skin-like finish, that's what you're going to get with these powders, because that's literally kind of what this formula is meant to give you. This like baked formula is meant to give you that very natural, skin-like, radiant from within type finish. So yeah, I've been loving this. Also, I have the blush, this one right here, on top of my matte blush. So I have a matte blush on, and then I topped it off with this, and then I mixed the finishing powder and the highlight together for my highlight. These, again, like I said, just take the complexion, the skin to another level and just really just give you that beautiful, radiant, I mean, you guys can see. It's eating. So yeah, and I also like, even though it gives you that glow, it doesn't make you oily. So yeah, I'll have this year's palette for this linked down below. All right, y'all, so we have 4 more categories. I was going to go into like body care, fragrance, all of that, but this video is already super long. I'm looking at the time. So I'm going to, well, y'all let me know. Do you want to see like a body care, skincare, fragrance video of those recommendations as well? Or would you rather that I just link those for you guys? Y'all let me know. Either way, I will link them in like a shoppable guide, but let me know if you want to see like an actual video on those products, because I don't want this video to get any longer than it already is. So real quick, I'm going to try to speed through what we have left. So the next category I have for you guys is eyeliner. I'm not going to spend too much time here because eyeliner is eyeliner, but if you are looking for a new eyeliner, here are some recommendations. So the first one is this one from Rare Beauty. This one is actually completely empty, but they were kind enough to send me another one, which I have sitting right over here. But this is such a great eyeliner. It is a felt tip, as you can see, black eyeliner. And the thing that I really love about this is it is a matte black. It's not going to be shiny. It's very easy to use, very easy to get that flick if you want to do a wing. And this is going to last. If you have watery eyes, which I do, I was on a hunt several years ago to find an eyeliner that would stay in place even when my eyes water, especially when we start getting into these cooler months and it's like windy and cold. My eyes just water like crazy. And what kept happening is I would spend all this time doing my makeup, perfecting my wing, doing all this stuff, and then my eyes would water and it would just like, it would look terrible. So I ended up trying out this eyeliner, and I don't know if it claims to be waterproof. It just says Perfect Strokes Matte Liquid Liner, but it stays in place so well. So if you're looking for a super black, super matte eyeliner that will stay in place even if you have watery eyes, this is the one that I would recommend. And then for just like lining your eyes, like cream eyeliner, these are kind of like an OG, but these from Urban Decay, they're 24/7 glide on eye pencils. I have so many of these, you guys, but I just pulled out these 2 just to show you. Absolutely love these. This is another super long wearing, waterproof. I believe these are waterproof. It doesn't say on here, but I'm pretty sure that these are waterproof. Eyeliner. I love wearing these in my waterline or even smudging up on my lash line. They stay in place. They don't move. They just get the job done. So yeah, love these. And they have a ton of colors, by the way. I'm not sure how many colors this comes in, but this comes in so many different colors. Neutral, black, brown, colorful colors, purple, blue, like so many different colors, okay? And then last but not least, I have this one from Patrick Ta. I picked this up when I picked up his palette, which I'm going to talk about in a second. I believe this comes in a couple of different shades as well, but I have the shade Cream. And I actually got this to use in my waterline because I didn't want to use a white. But sometimes I do want to use a lighter color in my waterline just to really open up my eyes. So I picked up this one and I really do love it. It's a really nice shade if you are a woman of color looking for a shade for your waterline that isn't a stark white shade. It goes on really creamy, doesn't tug on the eye or anything like that, and it stays in place. So wanted to mention those really quickly. Now let's talk about palettes. Again, will not come as any surprise. First up is this one from Patrick Ta. This is the Major Dimensions Mattes. This is what it looks like on the inside. It comes with 2 cream shadows over here that are covered, as you see, by this little flap. And then we have cool shades on the bottom and warm shades on the top. This has been my go-to palette. This one and this one. I'll just go ahead and show you. This one is the Makeup by Mario Master Mattes palette. And this is what that one looks like on the inside. So again, still a combination of cool and warm tones. They just aren't separated by top and bottom row. But these 2 palettes, if I'm trying to do like a quick matte eye, you know, smoky eye, just want to throw a shade in the crease real quick, or just in general, when I am looking for my like matte shades, these two right here are the palettes that I go to. I specifically really love this one because, again, like I said, it comes with these two cream shades on the side. So a lot of times I will use like the black or a mixture of the black and brown as my eyeliner. And these set down and they do not move. So if you are somebody that likes to use like these types of cream products in your waterline or as an eyeliner, and you also like to use like matte eyeshadows, this palette is 10 out of 10. It gives you everything that you need. And it's also perfect for travel because there's so many different looks that you can create with this because you have both your warm and your cool tone shades. But again, I do really love this one as well. This one is a little bit smaller, a little bit more compact. It doesn't have those cream shades in it, but if you're looking for something like a little bit smaller, travel friendly, not that this one isn't, but these two honestly are like hand in hand for me. Like, I don't rank one over the other outside of the fact that this one has the cream shadows. So, you know, but overall, I kind of reach for these pretty equally. And then when I want a little bit of shimmer on the lid, I reach for this one. So this is the Too Faced Born This Way, the Natural Nudes. The shades in this palette are absolutely gorgeous. You have some matte shades in here as well as some shimmers. The shimmers are beautiful. The only thing about this palette is you don't have a black. So again, that is kind of where these palettes come in, because more times than not, if I'm doing an eyeshadow look, I probably need a black. And this palette does not have that. But this, even though it looks like some of these lighter shades up here may look like they are not women of color friendly, do not be fooled. A lot of these lighter shades, when you apply them to the skin, they show up a little bit deeper than they actually look in the pan, which was surprising to me, but I appreciate because I can actually use them and I can get good use out of this palette. And then kind of as a bonus, something that I wanted to share with you, this one is not available anymore, but I did want to talk about this. Pat McGrath always comes out with limited edition holiday palettes during the holidays. And that is literally the only time that I have ever purchased any of her palettes, because let's be honest, they are a little expensive, a little pricey. They're worth it, but they're a little expensive. So if you have been wanting to try out something from Pat McGrath, I would highly recommend picking it up during the holidays. This one is the Celestial Odyssey palette. I think this one might have came out last year or 2 years ago, but this is what it looks like on the inside. So you have a mixture of mattes and shimmers, colorful, neutrals, a little bit of everything in this palette. And you guys know, well, if you know, you know, the shimmers from Pat McGrath are stunning, okay? I'll just show you really quickly a swatch. This is a palette that, again, like if I'm looking for some really standout shimmers, this is the palette that I'm gonna go for. So here's blue, here's like a kind of coppery one, and then here, well, that's more coppery, and then the other one is more like a rose gold. Look at the pigment, the shimmer, the sheen, and then she also has some shades in here that are a little more like iridescent, like they kind of shift based on the light. I used this palette in a recent tutorial, like the bronzy eye that I did, and you guys saw how beautiful that came out. So even though I don't think that one is still available, I still wanted to mention Pat McGrath because she, again, comes out with these really great deals for the holidays. So if you've been wanting to try out some of her shadows, this is the best time to buy. All right, y'all. So last but not least is lips, and then we'll be done. So first category is lip liners. I have 3 to share with you guys. I'll kind of just show them all at once because lip liners are lip liners. The first one that I have is from Fenty Beauty. This is the Traced Out lip liner. You guys know that these came out this year. I have 2 shades, Extra Thigh and I Wouldn't. Extra Thigh is what I have on my lips right now. It's like a little bit more of a kind of medium brown, I guess you could say. The thing about these lip liners though is they apply on very creamy, but once they set, they are not going to move, okay? So I have been using these down ever since I purchased them. I really haven't used any other lip liners since I got this. I think it's just because these are new and I am truly loving these right now. So if you've been on the fence about trying them out, I would highly recommend. These are really, really great long-lasting, long-wearing lip liners. But I do love these as well. So I have this one from One Size. I have the shade Rent Dew, which again is another kind of medium brown shade. And then I also have this one from Makeup Forever in Limitless Brown, which I'm sure you probably have heard about. This one is a little bit of a deeper brown, similar to I Wouldn't from Fenty. So usually when I use this, I use it in conjunction with one of my more medium brown shades. And I just use it like around the outer perimeter just to further define the lip. But I typically don't use this one by itself. But really, really great lip liner. And then for lips, I split it between like gloss and balm, kind of, because I haven't really been too much into the lipsticks lately, but I wanted to share all of these with you. So let's start with like the more moisturizing balm products. First up, I have this one from Ole Henriksen. This is their lip treatment, the Pout Preserve Peptide Lip Treatment. This one is in the shade Creme Brulee, but I have, I believe, 3 of these. I have the clear one, I have a pink one, and then I have this one. This is the new one for the holidays. I have been loving these down. They're not too expensive in my opinion. If you purchase lip balms from Sephora, you kind of know how much they run. But I specifically really love this one because it's really thick, but not like sticky, if that makes sense. I'll actually apply a little bit of it right now because I feel like my lips are, oh, and it smells so good. But my lips are a little bit dry, but you can see, oh, I just love these. It gives you a little bit of gloss. It's a little bit thick. It doesn't do that stringy pull in between your lips. And it stays on my lips like throughout the night. A lot of times I'll apply this at night, kind of like a lip mask. It does say it is a lip treatment, but it really lasts on the lips. It hydrates. So if you're looking for something, like if you have super dry lips or cracked lips or, you know, anything like that, something that's really gonna give you deep hydration, I would recommend this. I mean, you can see, it's good. It's so good. Another one that I have been enjoying are these lip oils from Gisou. I have all of the shades with the exception of 2. I don't have the cloud colored one with the shimmer, and then there's a new one that just came out. I don't know what the shade is, but I have it in the cart. But I actually have really been enjoying these. I have the honey one in my purse. I take it with me everywhere. So if I just want to pop something on the lips really quickly, I have it with me. I will say that these don't have as much staying power, lasting power as this one. Honestly, I carry both of these in my purse. I have the honey version of this, like I said, and then I have the pink one of this in my purse. I just carry both of them because I never know which one I'm gonna wanna need, which is why I have multiple, so that I can have some in my drawer here when I'm getting ready. I have some in my purse. I have some in my bathroom when I'm doing my skincare. But yeah, this right here, it's not going to have as much lasting power as the Ole Henriksen one, but it does give your lips a really nice glossy feel, and it literally is a lip oil. So it's gonna moisturize the lips, but it's not like a lip mask. So it's not gonna last a super long time, but it is going to moisturize the lips. And honestly, I just like the packaging. I like the colors. So, you know, it's one of those things I definitely recommend. I do like it, but if you're looking for something like to truly moisturize your lips, I would go with this one. And then lastly, for lip balms, I have this one from YSL. This is their Candy Glaze lip balms, and I have these in a couple of different colors. Let me see. I have like 6 of these total, I believe. So I have the clear one, and then I also have some that are tinted. This one is in the shade 15, and it's kind of just like a nude pink, well, kind of mauve shade. So that is what that looks like. You can see it's super glossy. And the thing that I really like about these is this is a great product to take with you on the go because it's super easy to reapply. Like if you're gonna be out and about, maybe you're going to dinner, or you know, your lip product maybe potentially won't last, or you just need something that will be easy to just put on throughout the night. I really like these because it gives you the gloss, it gives you a little bit of tint, and it's also super easy to reapply. These are also really moisturizing, and they have a decent staying power on the lips as well. So those are the lip balms. And then next up, I have gloss. So I'm definitely going through a phase right now. I used to be all about the lipsticks, but for the past couple of months, like I feel like honestly all year, I have been all about glosses, gloss sticks, all of the above. So I don't really have any lipsticks to share with you guys. These are all like gloss type products. So first up, this won't be a surprise to you guys, but these Fenty gloss sticks, girl, I am obsessed, okay? Absolutely obsessed. I have been wearing these nonstop ever since they came out. Earlier, when I first started the video, this is the shade that I had on. Of course, I just applied a little bit of this, but I have like 4 of these so far, and by the end of it, I'm probably gonna have all of them because these are so good. I specifically love Tulip Kiss because it's kind of like a nude shade, but depending on what lip liner you have on, it completely transforms how this shows up on the lips. These are super easy to apply. They have decent staying power. Again, it is kind of like a gloss. So if you're eating, drinking, etc., you're gonna have to reapply. But I just love how beautiful these look on the lips, how easy they are to apply to the lips. They have so many beautiful shades. Oh, and I'm pretty sure I did a lip swatch video of these on Shorts. So if you want to see how the shades that I have look on my lips, you can check that out on Shorts. Still with Fenty Gloss Bomb, this needs no introduction. I have been on a mission since these came out to collect all of them, so I have several of them, and I am still purchasing and collecting them. This one is in the shade Sweet Mouth. This was my more recent purchase, but Gloss Bomb, like, honestly, 10 out of 10. And then another gloss that I love are these from Tower 28. These are actually super affordable for a gloss at Sephora. But I really love these because they're thick. They last a decent amount of time on the lips. And again, they also have a lot of really great colors. Packaging is cute. It's not super expensive and it gets the job done. So, oh, one more thing I wanted to talk about. Okay, to wrap up this video, and if you've made it this far, girl, we here, okay? We locked in because I know this is a long video. But I wanted to quickly talk about setting sprays. I'm not gonna spend a lot of time on this because again, I did just post a couple videos back my top 10 primers and setting sprays from Sephora. So if you're interested in that, check out that video. I went a lot more in depth, but I wanted to quickly share these 3. I'm pretty sure I shared these in that video as well, but these are my go-to setting sprays. As you can see, this one is pretty much almost empty. This one's almost empty. Like, I use these nonstop. This one, the Urban Decay one, I have in so many different versions. I have this one, which is the original. I have this one. I also have the yellow one, which is the, what is this one? Vitamin C. Like, this one, depending, whatever your skin needs are, they have a setting spray version for you. But this one in particular is the long-lasting version, the original OG. I mean, honestly, if you know, you know. This is a fantastic setting spray. You can use it throughout the application of your makeup as well as at the end to set everything in place. And honestly, it just gets the job done. Similar to this one from Charlotte Tilbury. Amazing setting spray. You can use it throughout the process as well as at the end. This is gonna lock your makeup in. This is also gonna lock your makeup in. It's not gonna mattify the skin, but it is gonna lock everything in and keep your makeup in place. So if you have issues with transferring, or if you have issues with your makeup fading throughout the day or settling or any of that kind of stuff, these right here are going to be your best friend. And then if you want to literally make your face, like, the only word that comes to mind is like indestructible, because this setting spray honestly is going to have you locked and loaded. This is always my very last step. I don't typically use this like throughout the process of doing my makeup, although one of you guys commented on my top 10 video that you use the setting spray like as you're blending out your foundation. And I did try that the other day, and girl, you might have really done your big one with that, because wow, I always only spray this at the end, but when I did it, like sprayed it over my foundation and blended it out and then also sprayed it at the end, I could have worn that face for days, okay? So I may start incorporating that technique, but typically I will use these throughout the process of doing my makeup, and then we'll lock everything in at the end with these. But dream team, okay? There are some holiday sets that I have already seen where you can get 2 of these for basically the price of 1. I did see a holiday set where you can get 2 minis of these. I didn't see anything for this, but I know they just came out with the extra large bottle of this. So again, check out the holiday sets link. I spent a lot of time going through 800 plus holiday sets to curate that for you guys so that y'all don't have to spend that time doing that. So be sure to check out that shopping guide because so many great, I mean, this year I feel like has some of the best holiday sets I have seen in a while. Okay, so be sure to check that out. But that is all that I have for this recommendations video. OMG, I feel like I have been sitting here for hours. But I wanted to get this up for you guys. You guys requested it. Also, the top 3 in every category was also requested by one of you guys. So I decided to combine it this time and give you the recommendations and the top 3. So shout out to those of you guys that recommended and requested this video. I hope that you enjoyed it and found it helpful. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you have not already and you made it all the way to this video, girl, go ahead and subscribe. It's free. Join the family. It'll make sure that you don't miss out on any future uploads from me. And also, if you have Instagram, don't forget to join the group chat. Lots of exciting things coming for you guys during the holidays, and I don't want you guys to miss out. And I just love talking to y'all. So that's just another platform for us to be able to do that whenever I'm not over here posting on YouTube. So thanks again for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Everything will be linked down below, and I'll talk to you guys very soon in my next video.